Hey, welcome into this edition of the GASOCast, episode 12 of the 23 and 24 season. Me and Mike bringing it all to you today. A couple of housekeeping things. We got a couple of hoops dropping soon. Blue and I filmed that yesterday. Really fun episode. Recruiting Simplified newsletter, free recruiting information. If you are interested in being recruited, playing college basketball at the next level, I'm just giving away free information. Free insights, tips all the time. My article that dropped this week is called 21 Insights and Tips into Recruitment. And it's just a quick hitting things you may know, things you probably don't know about the recruiting landscape. Acting Bad broadcast. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say also like with players and families and stuff that hire our services for highlights. Excuse me. I mean, Mass does a great job of on Recruiting Simplified of helping you take that footage and spreading it the right way. Like, I'm not making your highlights to make mixtapes. Like, that's a young kid's game. When you're talking about being recruited, you're talking about playing at the next level. These highlights are so much more valuable if you know what to do with them. And Mass is throwing out some big time nuggets there.
Man, well, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Acting Bad broadcast. I gave you one player this week. Are you going to talk about him?
He is going to be in it.
Good.
He is going to be in it. So I'm shooting tomorrow. As right now, I have a hat on because we haven't had haircut day. Haircut day's tomorrow morning.
Hey, haircut day for me today is this afternoon. Hey.
Oh, that's a bad boy then. So I'll be shooting the Acting Bad broadcast episode 3 tomorrow. It's one of those things where I'm just rolling with it. So it's going to keep getting better and evolving. And it's very interactive. So people are starting to tag me in some stuff. I got my eye to the state, my ear to the states. So episode 3 is going to be a banger. Excited for it. So we'll post those links in social media and on the description here. So look out for that.
You're doing a great job with it.
Thank you.
The GASO Fast break drops Friday. We're going to have tons of players highlighted. Team rankings dropping soon. And then the GASO season's right around the corner. And Mike, I'm just going to kind of let you have the mic to talk about what GASO can do for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of places you can play. And we're not saying play in every single GASO unless you would like to, which is also a great opportunity and a great thing to do. But the GASO bump's real. Like, we're doing this 24/7, 365 days a year. It's not just at the GASO. Your momentum builds out through the season. We want to get to know you. We talk to college coaches. We may never be the most bragging of people, but we're talking to college coaches, masses in the office daily. Every single level of college coaches from the Power 5 and down are calling daily. Having a relationship with GASO is a very big deal. And like Recruiting Simplified, for example, like, we are doing the stuff that it takes for you to go to college because that's what it means to us. It's not fluff. And when we're talking about you in the high school setting, just think about how much easier it's going to be to talk about your teams and players at our events. So it's not necessarily a pitch. It is what it is. Playing in the GASO is going to help. If you want to be a college basketball player, it's going to help you down the line. Just being familiar with us, we are familiar with you. And we're not behind on courts, and we're not. I'm just okay. Okay, yeah. We're doing our thing, but yeah, the GASO season's here. Grassroots coaches, start planning accordingly because we have some big time events.
Can't wait. Well said. And make sure you're following us on social media. Me, Mike, Blue, Lyndon, Tim. Everybody's putting out content, and we will continue to do so. And we're having fun doing it. All right, state storylines. Pick 2. Mike, you have a good one. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, so District 7, 6A. When I just name the teams right here that are the top, I'm going to say a name. Honestly, Mass, I want you to tell me what comes to mind when I say this school's name.
Okay.
Richardson.
Casey Wallace and Riley Griffin. No.
Okay. Perfect. No. That's exactly what I want, because I'm going to ask you another one. Lake Highlands.
Trey Johnson. Last year. Easy to remember that.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So when I talk about these two teams, Richardson just clinched the district at 14-1. And Kaysen and Ryland aren't walking that door. So credit to, I've talked about it on the Acting Bad broadcast, but credit to Coach Lawson and that coaching staff and the culture that they've built. And at 14-1, you know who their only loss in district is to? Lake Highlands.
Of course.
At 10-4, Lake Highlands is 4th in the district, but these two teams, obviously Trey Johnson, the Jalen Washingtons aren't walking through that door for Lake Highlands, but Duffield and them boys over there are getting it done. This district's just fun. Between Richardson and Lake Highlands, you have Highland Park and Dallas Jesuit right there, two huge big time programs.
Yeah,
And I
tough
think the one thing
outs.
that helps, yeah, and the one thing I think about this district is all these student sections and vibes and atmospheres. They're used to playing in big games. So you see those four in the first round of playoffs. It's not going to be an overwhelming moment. They've been there. They've been in. We talk about how good this district's been in the last 3 to 4 years. Huge games. I think all four of these teams are poised to make real noise, and they're going to be battle tested. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you throw in, you just mentioned all the coaches. Then you throw in Coach Hill at Jesuit, numerous successful season. Coach Peeler, over 600 wins. Like they got Jordan Stribling, Caleb Steger on the Jesuit side. Like there's a lot of really good players in this district, and I just man, playing the fourth place team of this district is like it's like a big chore. It's like a second
Yeah,
or third round matchup. It's not a first round
yeah,
matchup, and to make sure that there's no disrespect here, Richardson, I got you. Rustin Griffin, Trenton Patterson, Jensen Knowles, Peyton Gonzalez, Parker Scott. I can go deep with this group. It's a really,
yeah.
really talented group. Lake Highlands, Elias DeMint, Zolan Skinner,
I
Logan
love when you do
Strahan.
that.
Like
Yes,
I
sir.
got you guys. Y'all are very, very talented players. So no disrespect, but those are the names that came to mind right away when I thought it. But it's to that effect. The fact that I know so many of these players in this district, it speaks to the depth, it speaks to the talent, it speaks to the coaches that are just getting it done consistently year in and year out. They're fun to watch.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna go with a really short segment. I don't know if y'all saw Justin Begg's dunk. Uh, I just, maybe this is an acting bad broadcast
Yeah,
segment.
I'll probably have to put it in that too. But yeah,
I don't
he's
know, Michael, if you can like overlay it or show it real
yeah
quick.
right here. Yep.
All right. Anyways, it was pretty incredible. Justin, I'll actually be talking about him on the Gasso Extra.
He
Go ahead.
yeah he jumps different. It's ferocious.
Powerful.
It's powerful. It
Yeah,
just looks different than others.
yeah,
And unfortunately, I want to go down to SPC, but I have my crazy dog back in right behind me acting a fool. But we'll be streaming. But Justin was one of the reasons why I want to make that drive to Houston.
absolutely.
I got to see him earlier this year, and it's one of those must see guys that's electric. And the fact that he's adding the for a while, I was like, okay, these 30-foot threes off the dribble or however he wants to do it are crazy.
Yeah,
But now when he's a nightmare in transition, he's a must watch. So everybody down in the Houston area needs to go take a look at the SPC because Justin Banks a bad boy.
yeah. It's a lot of really good players in
It just looks
SBC.
like it hurts. Like the rim looks like it's just pain and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I love it.
He's a really good player. Really fun to watch. Mike Dickinson.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
phenomenal. 13-17 overall. Drop it.
And 10-1 in district.
That's unbelievable. And there's one common denominator. Who is it?
You say it.
Cosm Boyd. I love that kid.
It's crazy, man. Like we had Dickinson early on, pretty highly ranked in our preseason. Boyd injured, didn't get to play. Um, they struggled some, and they played a very good non-district schedule because why wouldn't they? They're one of the top teams in the
Every year.
region.
Every year.
Yeah, so they run into some adversity. Tough record. Because think about this. You do the math for me, Mass.
I'll try.
They're 13-17. What were they before district?
3-16.
Yeah,
Tough.
there you go. Yeah, tough.
Cosm
But
Boyd
I
effect.
mean,
College coaches, if you're listening, like that's all you need to know. This kid adds to the bottom line. Believe me.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out because he'll be in my acting bad broadcast. There's a couple plays that he did, but it's just unbelievable. And I would, if I'm Dickinson, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't care about whatever record it was before. We're playing our best basketball right now. And when you have a kid like him to lead the way that can go get you 38 to 40, there's no game you can't be in. So shout out to Dickinson for weathering the storm. I know there's a lot of teams across the state that dealt with adversity early, but it's all about how you're playing now. So hopefully you're playing your best basketball now, ready for a good playoff run.
Absolutely. Record breakers. It's that time. Um, a whole bunch of them. 1,000-point
Yeah.
scorers. Nathan Congolo, A-Leaf Taylor, Aiden Buckman, The Woodlands College Park, Rashad Simpson, Dallas Pinkston, Keelan Collins, Mahia, Jamar Franklin, C.E. King, Mason Thomas, Como Piper, Cooper Smith, Rockwall Heath, Austin Brown Lufkin, Caden Myers, Allen, Tremaine Martin, San Antonio Southwest, Brady Watson, Lubbock, Trinity Christian. 1,500-point scorers. I mentioned Mac Helms or Nelms last week for 1,000 points. He didn't have 500 points in a week.
Oh,
Back to back. It was a late entry or an entry that we missed, and they let me know, and then they said, "Hey, update. He's probably going to hit 1,500," and sure enough, he did. He's scoring like 35 a game. It's crazy. So Mac Nelms, Sanger, 1,500 points. Some other records: Noah Iomi, 197 assists this season, single season record for Grapevine Faith. Jaden Hollis at Mansfield Timberview hit 250 assists for his career. El Paso Chapin, 4 consecutive district titles. And then this last one's just insane. North Crowley, 10 consecutive district titles. Just churning. It's the norm. And then a couple coach records. Taigi Rito, 100 wins from Aldine Nimitz, and Art Vela, 300 wins, San Antonio Jefferson. So congratulations to all. Incredible milestones. Keep them coming.
And I mentioned this on another shameless plug for the Acting Bad broadcast, because I do also talk about some milestones in my own way. But I also said on there that it's a social media world, so a lot of these graphics start to pop up, and there's a lot of them, but they're not watered down. Like, these are great milestones, so don't take any of these for granted. So huge milestones. I don't care if you got 500 points. Like, these are huge milestones. Thank your families, thank your teammates, coaching staff, and be very proud of what you're doing.
Absolutely. And I'll say this: the 2026s getting to 1,000 points. That's different. That's really good. That's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just wanted to shout them out. We went a different direction this week. This is actually Blue's idea, and he's not here. Players leading their teams, and we just leading their teams to wins. We already talked about one with Cosm Boyd, but just dudes that may not get the recognition day in and day out as some of the other stars, but they're impacting the W column. Who's that guy for you, Mike?
So mine probably does. I don't know. He's still very underrated to me, but Aiden Richard from San Antonio Reagan. When I'm talking about leading a team to a win, he hit a big time buzzer beater, 0.3 seconds left against Johnson, and I'll put that over the screen here as well. This is the time of year when you're a senior, it's time to be a senior. Your whole high school career, you've learned, you've battled, you've grown. Now it's time to put the foot on the gas and do what you're supposed to do and lead your team. And he hit a big time shot for I think their first place San Antonio Reagan team at 10-5 or 10-3. So
dangerous,
big time shot for Aiden Richard. So yeah, that's my guy for the day. I like yours. You went in a different. I like the way you went in for this one. This is a great name as well.
Yeah, Isaiah Brewington, Plano East, and we've talked about a lot of Plano East players. They're so deep. They have so many guys worth mentioning, and it's really hard to go to their game because they're so balanced and to always pick the star. You can manipulate in a sense who did what in the game and say that was the most impactful thing. And I always come away thinking Isaiah Brewington is a guy I just want on my team. He shoots, high 30s, maybe low 40s from the 3-point line, strong as an ox, and he's just tough and a winner, and everything that he does contributes to the bottom line. And Isaiah broke his nose recently, and he told Coach Wester, I'm not sitting out. And it's just acting bad. That's a dude.
Yeah.
And I just want Isaiah is often an unsung hero. And he should be honestly celebrated because he is really good at what he does, gets others involved. That whole team, they're really all kind of not talked about enough because it's so easy to point to the whole team. Xavier Miller, that's another guy who just gets it done night in and night out. On that group.
And when they go on these, when they hit the gas, which they do a lot of times in that third quarter,
Yeah.
and they go on those 15, 17-0 runs, it's a collective group effort. Is- Isaiah's going to hit a three in transition. Bang, there's one. Then all of a sudden they get a deflection, turnover, steal. Xavier in transition, to your point.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, because you look up and you're like, wait, how'd they just go on a 19-0 run? There's not one dude.
Yeah.
It's collective, and they all can smell blood in the water, and they go attack and get after it.
Yeah. These teams that are so deep and all that they do is wins need to be celebrated. And it's more that he could be their best player on a lot of nights. And,
Right.
it could be an 8-point performance, but he's guarding a really tough guard and he's getting everyone in. And I want to put these kids on essentially, I want to put people on notice that they're really well rounded, and this contributes to wins. There's a lot of fluff, and that's not both of the players that we mentioned are not fluff at all.
Yeah, man. Real quick, say Aiden's last name. Am I adding some crazy stuff to it? Is it Richard or is it Richard?
I believe it's Richard.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I wasn't just adding some. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
I just always look at it when I'm reading it, and I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Also,
good.
I was watching Holy Cross the other night, and he is just like ideal fit. He's going to be great there. I love the
Yeah,
fit.
when I talked to him this fall, he was like, I really studied their program, and it's one of those things where some, people are like, why? And he was like, well, I actually did my research, and the way I play, I'm confident with myself. Another reason where, it's one of those kids that you're going to trust because he knows who he is as a player, and he went in and found the actual fit. So
Yeah,
great for
that's
him.
big time, big time, big time. That's going to wrap up this edition of the GASOcast. Thanks for being with us. Comment, subscribe if you have any thoughts. We'll see you next time.